Welcome back to Be the Trader. Thanks for joining me today. And don't forget, because it helps me out a ton, if you're listening on podcast, any platform, definitely, if you can, give me a rating or a review. It helps me a ton, the algorithm. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button because I really appreciate it, and subscribe. And also stay tuned because I got some other surprises coming. Anyway, I want to review my week, and one of the things that I'm doing this whole month of December is a challenge that I challenged myself with, and a couple of friends, other traders of my friend that I talk to on a daily basis. And that is, I'm not uploading any of my trades for this entire month of December until the end of the month. And I'm not going to look at my P&L either throughout the day and week, because my goal is to really focus on trading well. And part of that is entering only trades that fit my setups, but also taking profits only when it hits my profit target, which is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Because I have a lot of habits, like taking profits at maybe a support area that might be a 1.8R. So I kind of validate, maybe I should take some off, when in actuality I probably should take none, because in the grand scheme, in the long term of all trading, right? Like over time, if I always take profits at 1.8 and then take the rest at 3, then I'll have an average of maybe 2. And it just won't make up for the times where I make mistakes, because that will happen. I need to know that no matter how good of a trader I become, there will always be mistakes. I'm human. We're all human. Matter of fact, I mean, I've been interviewing some other traders, which if you haven't listened to those episodes where Brian Lee trades, Kyle Williams, Jack Kellogg, those episodes have been out already. Definitely check those out, because they make mistakes and they're consistently profitable, and mistakes still happen. But it's making sure that, number one, you manage those mistakes, right? You don't let them happen often. You don't let them happen and then spiral out of control. But also, you don't take your profits too soon. You got to make sure you get a good enough profit to make up for your losses, but also make up for those mistakes. Because if one mistake wipes out 3-4 profits, that could be detrimental to your mindset. But if one mistake wiped out one profit, that's not a big deal. So this week I'm really happy because I waited for only my trades. I traded only, when I entered the position, I made sure I risked my full 1R, and I made sure I did a lot better on taking my profits at 3R. I had a lot of profits that were at 3R, somewhere like a 2.5, but 3R, 2.8, and that's a huge improvement. And so I'm going to keep working on that. And to add to that is I'm actually going to be starting a new job. And I say new, it's my old company that I used to work with. And I have something to say about that. I mean, wherever you work, if you're working right now, make sure you do a good job and you treat people right, because you never know, right? And the fact that they're willing to offer me an opportunity and work with my schedule is huge, and it sends a lot, and I'm looking forward to working with them. But so next week is the first week with them, so I'm going to be at the office all week, and I just won't have time to do really anything. But after I get the groove settled in, I'll still produce this show. Don't worry about that. And it's something I love to do, and I love talking about trading. And like I said, I've gotten it down to where I can do both, because once you get your process down, and everyone's different, but my process, I can literally pretty much just enter a trade and then walk away. And that's my goal. I've been working towards that, so that way I can work. But anyway, that's one thing that's happening next week. So I may not post as often next week, especially, the first couple of weeks of working, maybe even the first month. But I do have some cool surprises coming up too this month, and I'm going to be recording with some friends that I think you all will look forward to. And other than that, the main thing is next week, what is my focus? If I do place a trade, a couple of things. Big cap markets, I've been practicing, like I said I would, on paper accounts. It's something I've been practicing for a while. And sorry, I had to message someone. I've been practicing for a while, and I'm seeing a lot of consistency, and they tend to trend a lot nicer. So I'm going to actually start trading those next week with a quarter size R risk. And that's something I'm going to focus on as well. So if I see a good setup, I'm going to enter those more than likely next week. rather than small cap land, because small cap land you kind of maybe keep your eye on it a little bit more, but on big caps you don't at all, like pretty much at all. I say that, but I don't have to worry about warrants and all that nonsense because these are real companies. I'm talking about Disney, Tesla, Apple, Netflix, Roku. I mean, these are all stocks that I'm talking about. So that's something I'm going to focus on next week if I do place a trade. If I do place a trade in small cap land, it's only if it's one of my key strategies on shorting, because I see this job as an opportunity to make me more disciplined. I see it as that, and that's my focus. So remember, if you're enjoying this content, definitely subscribe, like. If you're watching on podcast or listening on podcasts, give me a rating review. And thanks so much, guys, and you guys take care.